Another common lunge that I typically prescribe for people is the reverse lunge, because it's really easy to execute and you can help build balance with it. It also teaches the glute and the hamstring to draw our leg up from under us, or up underneath us. So again, hips distance, toes and heels as straight ahead as possible, hips lined up with kneecaps with first and second toe. Now instead of going forward with this, I'm gonna go backwards. So ankle, knee, and hip, and pull my heel underneath my body. Ankle, knee, and hip, and pull my ankle under my body and my hip. So the hardest part and the biggest mistake that most people have with this type of lunge is that if your glutes and hamstrings aren't firing properly, we'll get the quad to fire typically first, and I'm intentionally not doing this correctly, but that is we get a quad snap before the hip comes under us. So I'm touching back. Now I'm keeping 80% of my weight on this front foot as I touch back and forth. Other ways of doing a reverse lunge would be loading it a number of different ways. You can load it with a kettlebell. I can load it with the opposite side, in which case I'm loading a little bit of a rotational pattern with it. I can load it same side or outside. You can also load this with your dumbbells. Dumbbells can be by your sides or on your shoulders. This can also be done with a barbell. But in this sense, the load on my shoulders. Other ways of doing kind of irregular loads could be even loading with pieces of equipment like a towel at your house, speeding up and slowing down a movement. And Celine might remember this one. I actually have one of these from the 90s. Stable foot would be in front. We're reversing back and pulling up and in. Really loading the glutes and hamstrings with a load that kind of stays pretty constant behind us. Another way to load that could be potentially taking that foot behind us. And this is similar to what we get on a Pilates reformer, except this is moving around more than that sled does. So those are all ways to actually execute on a reverse lunge.